Alright guys, round 3 of trying to figure out what's wrong with my Suzuki Cara Autozam AZ-1. We're going to come underneath here. The other day I checked the spark plugs, the spark plug wires, I checked the bore, like the cylinder wall situation, I checked compression, all that stuff. It wasn't any of that. I also checked the distributor cap and the rotor snapped in my hand with a little bit of pressure because there was like a hairline crack in the middle. I replaced it with a new one, a new cap, also not that. So it brings me back to one thing, fuel system. My Cappuccino also recently experienced the same issue. It was low on fuel close to the E on the gauge and it started like not wanting to rev over 3,500-ish. It would go, but it was not as apparent as whatever I'm having here, but similar issue. It also started making a weird noise in the back. And it was a constant noise, no matter if I was accelerating, not accelerating, at idle, that kind of stuff. It being empty, I went to the gas station, filled it right up, all the problems went away. So that leads me to here. Maybe it was because I left that cap open and the fuel went bad. I think this is a drain plug. I'm gonna take this out, drain out the fuel, and inspect what's going on in the tank. I'll also go into the top side and check the fuel pump and maybe the what do you call it, the little filter sock. And then I'll go further back and check all the other things like fuel filter, injectors, and whatnot, as if it gets to that far. This here is a 17mm bolt. I'm gonna take it out and see what happens. If it'll come out. Ooh. Oh yeah, that'll come out. This is, ooh. I have an issue now. This is a really bad idea. Oh, man. Okay. I did this to myself. Alright. You know, I just realized something. I have one tub here. What if there's more than a gallon in here? Don't be stupid like me, kids. Oh, why does it smell like gas in here? Oh, I don't know, because I'm an idiot. This stuff looks okay. We all know how much gas costs nowadays. Don't want to waste it, right? So, let's put this in here. This tank is 28 gallons. Well, 28 gallon capacity. So it can take a little bit of questionable fuel, I guess, to help dilute whatever's in there. I can see that I'm spilling it everywhere again. I don't know why this stuff spills so easily. This is why they tell you to use approved containers, not a distilled water jug. You can see there's some contamination in there. There's like dirt particles or whatnot. Just a little bit, not too much. Where's the gasoline? It's in there. Some of it's burning underneath because it probably leaks out the top. Ooh, that is hot. Okay, I got rid of all it. With the fuel tank drained, I'm gonna take the rear seat out so I can get straight access to the fuel pump area. These are 4 14mm bolts under the cushion. Your whole seat just comes right out. Easy peasy. All my stuff that's been lost back here. 6 10mm bolts, and the cover comes off. There we go. Disconnect the pump. Take these lines out. I went and dug through my hoard of parts just to go find this. I bought this a long time ago, roughly when I bought the car, and I was concerned with parts not being available, so I hoarded a bunch of stuff. Although this one I didn't really need to hoard. This was a Hayabusa fuel pump. I got one of those. It has the stuff, the fuel sock, the filter sock, whatever you call this thing. This thing is much smaller than what I understand is in there. Looking at this thing, it's pretty simple to remove. Everything is accessible allegedly through this hole. I wish this hole was a little wider, but there are Phillips head screws, little tiny Phillips head screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Phillips head screws And this whole piece right here should come out after you disconnect all these hoses. Just like kind of finagle this thing out. I hate that they are little Phillips head screws. You got to be very careful with these, not to strip them. I'm gonna see if I can replace these with different hardware, because this is, I hate Phillips head screws. I don't care. This is terrible. Okay, it is a little machine thread. Oh. All right, here we go. Time to move all the hoses out of the way best I can. It's really dusty back here. See how this just kind of comes up? Right, there's a little rubber gasket. How do I wiggle this out? Oh, look. You can kind of see in there. Oh man, got a big waft of fumes. That's always pleasant. This is the float. That's the fuel sock. Okay. So here's my fuel pump assembly here. This is the float thing for the fuel gauge. This is the pump. This is that like pre-filter sock. You can see there's a whole bunch of crud on there. It looks like mud, like dirt. So that I'm gonna clean off. I'm gonna replace the pump just because. And then I'm gonna reinstall this thing. I might try to clean up some of this rust too. How it works is fuel goes into here, the pump sucks it up, it puts it up through this tube. That tube sends it to the fuel filter on this side. It comes through to here. This thing filters it. It goes through this thing, and it goes into your fuel rail. And then it goes through the 3 injectors that we have, and it squirts it into the cylinder and ignites it and does whatever, all that magic combustion stuff. Okay, look into my tank here. There's still a small layer of fuel. You can see that round, like the round corner rectangular thing. That's like the baffle. I think that's where the pump goes. You can see that there's like, is that like sand? It looks like sand formations, like when there's like a high tide and it washes sand up onto the road. That's the fuel filler hole. All right, let's see what I can do about cleaning this up. But my tank is relatively rust free. It's just dirty. Now that this is dried off a little bit, you can see all that sand and crud that's in this sock. There's still fuel in there and it's spilling out now. Nice. All right, looking at this here, kind of just push this in and pull. If it'll come out. I'm just dripping fuel everywhere. There we go. Ooh, it's really corroded. What's that dirt? That's dirt. The pump. There's like a little lock washer thing that pops on right here. I don't know how to take this thing off. It went flying. I don't know where it went. This should be able to come out now. Kind of just wiggle it out. Cool. They gave you a new one of these little rings. This one's like a shape of a star. Goes right over there, and it goes over that center shaft. I'm checking the polarity and stuff. They are both the same. Oh, look at that. This is the original one. It has a Mitsubishi logo on it. It's a UCT30. I don't know if you can see that. This one doesn't have the Mitsubishi thing, but it is also a UCT30. So, like for like. Looks good. I cleaned out this connector. It looks salvageable. So I'm going to put this back. They do supply you with a new one if you need it. This is ready to go back in my tank. Don't forget your little gasket. Gotta have that. I don't have a new one, so I'm just gonna reuse this one. Pop this back in there. Make sure the float doesn't get stuck on the filler hole, filler pipe. The gasket has these alignment nubs that go back into the holes. That's how you know you got it straight. And looks like I got it. I only dented this a little bit. There we go, I fixed it. Okay, so that looks like it's in there where it's supposed to be. I've decided to keep the Phillips head screws. I'm just gonna put them back. I'm not gonna, I don't feel like going to the store getting this figured out right now. I don't think you need to cross pattern this, but I am anyways. Seems like the right thing to do. You don't have to go crazy with them. They are just little Phillips head screws. I'm gonna leave this open to make sure it's not leaking. With this in place, let's go get some gas. I emptied everything, and I probably should have saved some for this, but let's go get some fresh gas. What vehicle do we take? Do we take the Atlas? Do we take my son's F450? Carry? Escalade? It's a bit much to carry this BMW steel gas tank. Let's take the cappuccino. I think this should fit in the trunk. This trunk that doesn't fit much. All right. Okay, cool. That does fit. In a BMW, this was designed to fit inside the spare wheel, and then the little tightener thing goes right in the center to mount it with the spare wheel together. Okay. Are all the cappuccino brakes kind of soft and spongy? I mean, it stops, it works, it's just the feel isn't so good. I'm gonna try to check if I should bleed my brakes when I actually finally get this thing up on a lift. I haven't gotten around to get to look at that because, as you know, I'm working on the Cara. And it's just, I don't know. It feels fine, it just feels like this is just how it is. Like the brake booster, it might just be very squishy. Let me know. I mean, how firm should it be? I'm used to my Cara's brakes. That thing is like firm. What about the handbrake? I mean, this is pretty spongy too. It feels like there's no stopping power with the thing. I mean, it'll hold the car and it won't move if it's like parked, but if you need to kind of yoink on it, like this is all the way up. I'm still rolling. I can't lock up the wheels with it, so I'll also have to check this. Maybe, I don't know how this one works. It's probably a cable that goes to the calipers. Maybe that just needs some adjustment or something. I'm not sure. I guess I'll find out. Check out this classic Beetle I just found. It's a nice blue pastel color. Looks pretty cool. I'm still smaller than it looks like. Cappuccino is smaller than one of those, at least from behind. I'm not sure. I also decided to get gas while I was filling up that tank anyways. I put like 3.77 gallons in here, and I went 179 odd kilometers, something like that. It basically equated to about 28 miles per gallon, but it is the 3-speed automatic, and it revs a lot higher than it needs to, and especially at the higher speeds and whatnot, you're easily cruising at like 5,000–6,000 RPM just to kind of keep up with traffic on the highway and stuff. So with the 5-speed, you must get slightly better economy, at least maybe, what's that, 30%? I would expect a cappuccino to get somewhere at least between like 35 to 40 miles per gallon, because that's about what I get in my Cara. And you know, it is what it is, but for the convenience and just kind of chilling, hey, it is what it is, man. You're still having fun. Doesn't matter. Like, dude, it takes like 7 gallons in the tank. I mean, who cares? It's like 20 bucks. Let's put this 2.5 gallon in here. The pump sounds really, really strong. Like, my pump never sounded like that. But it's also probably priming the system where it lost some. Let's give it a start. here we go. Was it that? No. Guess it's time to check the fuel filter. Look at that. I'm gonna undo this bolt here, and that should loosen the round part and allow me to slip the filter in and out of there. And then I'll just disconnect the hoses and pop it onto this. Let's take a look at this real quick. You're gonna see that this actually just goes in one way. There's like this lock detent that kind of pops over this. This is gonna slip over and it kind of locks in. And then when the bolt squeezes this together, it kind of, this piece right here, you can see how it doesn't really want to come out. So that's what locks the filter in from falling out. So you will have to remove the bolt all the way, separate this, pry this open a little bit, and then this will come out. All right, I'm gonna use this cardboard and foil to catch it. That box wasn't that helpful. I'm sure you could have guessed that already. I just realized this hose had to be in here first, but it's okay, I was able to do that. Get that back in there the way it's supposed to be. Put this hose back over the nipple. Wasn't it either. Okay. You can see it dangling in there. I got my spare ignition coil in there. Let's see. Will it work? That is the question. Okay. Okay. Nope, that's it for now then. I'm out of time. I gotta go pick up my kid. I'll have to continue this another time. Let's recap what I've done here. I've checked block tester, seems to be fine. I checked the spark plugs, that was fine. I redid the distributor cap and the rotor, that was fine. I just swapped the ignition coil, that was fine. I swapped the fuel pump, that was fine. I swapped the fuel filter, that was fine. I don't remember what else I've swapped. Oh, I also emptied this out. I thought this was choking it up or something. Nope, that's not it. Oh, and I also ran a different map sensor that's hiding back there that did the same thing. I guess I'm gonna have to dig into the injectors and remove the intake manifold, which was what I was trying to avoid doing if I could, but I guess I don't have a choice now because it's kind of pushing me into get into the bottom of this. Subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, wish me luck. Yeah, I am definitely firing the parts cannon at this. It's okay because I was gonna redo all the stuff anyways. So now that it has the new fuel pump, the new filter, I mean, those things are okay that I already did it. It's not like I'm wasting whatever I wanted to waste, but I was gonna redo all of this just so it's ready to go anyways.